Hi, and welcome to Stamp with Ginny. Today I'm going to share with you how I made this cute little mini Gable box for my recent Occasions Catalog kickoff. We used the Sale-a-bration Stamp set Hello Cupcake, which is a lot of fun. So let me set this aside and I'll show you how I got started. The first thing you're going to want to do is take your Gable box, and I'm using powder pink for this. And I've placed two of the flowers from the stamp set, the smallest and then the largest one, onto one clear block because it'll help with the amount of stamping I have to do. And I am going to randomly move this around the Gable box, filling in the white space randomly. And you can turn it a little bit. And then I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to do the same thing on the back side. And you can fill these in as many flowers or as few flowers as you want. Now that I've got the two flowers, I want to make a little bundle of three. So I'm simply going to remove this larger flower from my stamp, and I am going to add those smaller flowers around the other two images that I've already done. Okay, once I've got that done, I'm going to build my box, and I'm simply going to do that by lightly scoring on the fold lines here that are already there for you on both the top and the bottom. And then our boxes are real simple to put together. You are going to lay down the mouth, or what looks like a mouth to me, and then I'm going to put in these two sides, and then I'm going to slip the tongue right into the mouth, and that's it. It's that easy. And I can set this aside until I'm ready to decorate it. So let me show you how to create the cupcake. Okay, I'm going to take a piece of powder pink cardstock and the powder pink ink, and I am going to stamp the frosting onto that. And then I'm going to use my soft suede and add some sprinkles to that cupcake frosting. Now that I have the frosting done, I'm ready to start building my cupcake itself. So I'm going to be taking Coastal Cabana and Crumb Cake, and I'm going to stamp the cupcake liner in the Coastal Cabana first. And I'm not worried about this little squiggly, so it can go off the edge if need be. And then I'm going to take the cupcake line itself and line it up using the crumb cake and put it there on top. And of course, if you want a double-decker cupcake, you can do that if you'd like. And so now I've got the two cupcake pieces done, and I'm ready to work on the sentiment. I'm going to take my soft suede piece, and I am going to ink up my sentiment, and I'm going to put it in about the center and stamp. Once that's done, I'm going to take my paper snip and simply cut this corner off to create my sentiment piece. And then I'm going to fussy cut the two cupcake pieces. So I'm going to start with my cupcake here. And this is fairly simple to trim because you've got a lot of straight edges here since we've put that cupcake on top of the paper to start with. And then I'm ready to trim the frosting piece. Okay, I've got my three pieces now and I'm ready to start assembling. So I am going to take a little bit of snail and put on the crumb cake piece here and place my cupcake on here, and I'm leaving about 1/4 inch, if you can see that, hanging off the edge. And then I'm ready to add my frosting. And I'm just tacking this down so that it'll hold in place once I add my Stampin' Dimensionals. So there we go. And I'm going to allow that to dry a little bit. I'm going to bring my box back while that dries, and I am going to add a piece of 20-inch twine to the box itself, simply by wrapping it around and tying a bow. I like to tie on the bolt you're able to cut and tie if you prefer, whichever works better for you. And I'm going to adjust that bow the way I want it. And now I'm ready to trim. And the great thing about a project like this is it allows you to move the bow where you want it because it's not adhered down anywhere. And at this point I can check my cupcake and it looks like it'll work. So I'm going to add some Stampin' Dimensionals. I happen to be using the mini for this project, but this area is large enough. If you prefer, you can use the regular ones. I do not want to put a dimensional here on the very tip of my frosting, since it will hang over the box line here once we assemble. So remove the backings. Got my Stampin' Dimensional backings off. I am ready to adhere my cupcake, and once again I'm putting it about 1/4 of an inch up from the bottom, and then I can fluff my bow, and I'm ready to fill it. And once I've got it filled, I simply will pull in my 2 sides and slip them through these 2 slots on either side of the gable box. It's that easy. Of course, removing the slots first always helps. There we go. Let me show you the original again. If you'd like any of these products, feel free to stop by my online store. You can get there from my blog, Stamp with Jini. And if you don't already have a demonstrator and would like a 2019 Occasions catalog, email me your name, address, and phone number, and I'll be happy to mail you one. Thanks for joining me.